What's up, QMR fam? It's Dr. Leslie, physical therapist, and today we're going over hip mobility. So, the reason why hip mobility is important is because when we're squatting, the more mobility we have, the more movement and free range of motion we can do, and the more mobility we have, the less we compensate, which compensation can lead to low back pain, knee pain, hip pain. So this is why it's important to increase your hip mobility. So we're going to show you 4 exercises, actionable things that you can do. All right, hope you guys enjoy this video. If you guys do enjoy this, please do like and subscribe. All right, and look forward to this value that you're about to receive.
Here we are doing a hip capsule stretch. To start, you're going to cross over your leg and place your hands on your knee. You're going to pull your knee in a direction sideways towards your opposite hip. You'll feel a nice pull stretch in the deep joint of your hip capsule. This is great to do, and it provides blood flow to your hip. A lot of times when we sit down too long at work, this capsule gets tight. So you want to do this for 30 seconds, 3 times on both sides. Here we're doing a figure 4 stretch. To start, you're going to place your leg on top of your knee, and you're going to apply a little bit of pressure on your knee. Here we're stretching out the internal rotators of your hip, which gets very tight when you sit down. Also, you get a good groin stretch and a capsule stretch in the hip. To intensify the stretch, you could bring up the opposite knee while your leg is crossed over. You want to perform this 3 times for 30 seconds on both sides. Here we're doing a piriformis stretch for your hip. You're going to cross over your leg on the opposite leg, and you're going to place your hands on your knee. You're going to pull in the direction of your opposite shoulder as far as you can until you feel a nice pull stretch in your sit-down muscle. You're going to hold this stretch for 30 seconds, 3 times on both sides. This is also a great stretch for sciatica and the prevention of sciatica, as your sciatic nerve runs either under or through this sit-down muscle. So performing this daily is very beneficial. Here we're performing a posterior hip self-mobilization. This helps improve bending of your hip and squatting and everyday activities. This is a great exercise for hip mobility. So you're going to start off with getting a weighted band and tying it to a post or a solid frame. And what you're going to do, you're going to get inside the band and you're going to place it directly on your hip joint. And you're going to make sure you have some type of padding. You're going to get in a lunge position, and you're going to lean forward as far as possible until you feel some resistance. When you feel that resistance, you're just going to stay in that resistance and provide forward and back motion within that resistance. You're going to do this for 10 times. And then after you do 10, you want to switch and do the other side. So we're going to get back into the loop. Make sure it attaches directly on that hip joint, right on that hip joint. We're going to drop down into a lunge. And as you get into that lunge, you want your torso to be straight. Lean far as possible into resistance and just stay in that position and rock back and forward. Focus on the hip. You will feel a nice pull back of your hip. As you stand up from this exercise, you should feel nice and loose. This opens up your hip joint and helps with mobility, with bending at the hip and squatting. So you want to perform this 10 times on each side. You could do this for 2 sets.